All right. Welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. KB Knives is literally just unbelievably on fire. These knives are incredible. These are two great models. I'm going to call this the Socius. I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but that's what we're going to go with. And the Protocol. Now, a couple things. Number one, the Protocol comes by way of awesome viewer Fred the Lug. Thank you, Fred. And by the way, this is the Knives Fast channel. Check it out. Fred is a great viewer, awesome dude. We love Fred. So thank you, Fred, for your patience. And then this guy comes from KB. Now, interesting story. I asked for this one like a month and a half ago, and it just arrived. And unfortunately, they're completely out of stock now. These are still in stock. These are out of stock, but we're going to do, instead of a full review, we're just going to kind of do a quick overview because I'm sure this is going to, come back in stock at some point, and it's pretty fantastic. So tell you what, let's do the Socius first. We're going to do that, and we will jump in and have some fun with these. Now, you can see we've got a really cool kind of sheep's footy blade, and we have DLC coated handles and DLC coated blade. I was looking for my rag because I can see that the blade is kind of gross. So give me a second. I don't see my rag, so we'll just use the shirt. All right, that should look better. All right, so you have a DLC coated blade. It is a high flat ground. Is it flat? Yes, it's flat. A high flat ground knife with S90V steel. I love this. It is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it just came in, so I haven't spent a ton of time with it. Well, there we go. Okay, that was me. So you can see, cuts really nicely. So I used it yesterday. That's why you saw a little goop up here near the tip of the blade, because I had already cut with it yesterday. And look at the milling on this titanium handle, guys. This is fantastic looking milling. You've got your KB pivot, and only on this side is it adjustable. You have a frame lock with a lock bar insert, and your out external milling. You have a titanium clip. On that clip, it has about that much sticking out. It is not reversible. It's actually interesting because typically a lot of us designers will put the clip for the screw as one of the clips for the backspacer. And you can see we actually have two screws for the backspacer, and the clip screw is actually an entirely separate screw there. So yeah, there's no hole here, so there's no way to reverse that. And I think it sits down in the scale. Now your backspacer does have a lanyard pin, and that is cool. It is contoured titanium scales, very contoured. Now, the one thing you noticed right off the bat when I was opening this, that hole could be a little easier to access. You don't really have a chamfer here to speak of. So when I'm trying to middle finger flick, my finger wants to go in this corner right here. It would be better for deployment to be back here, and I can do that, but naturally it wants to go right here, and there's not a lot of clearance there. So it works. I just have to put my finger in the right place. Otherwise, it tends to come out a little sloppy like you saw. Now, it is dead centered and all the way out to the end. As you can see, beautiful looking knife. Indeed, man, this milling just kills me. It's beautiful. You do have milling for weight reduction inside. It does feel pretty dang light. It is a substantial, decent sized knife. Let's just kind of wipe the blade down with my fingers here. I can't find my cloth. It is here somewhere. I just cannot find it. I've got, guys, you would not believe, there it is. Okay. You would not believe the stuff that is laying around this table right now. It is, I have a ton of knives and flashlights and everything else sitting here, which is great. Now, it is S90V, as I said, very responsive cutting, and a nice sharpening choil. As you can see there, you can't really use that as a choke up spot, but you can kind of get on this corner of the handle. Now there is jimping here. 4-finger grip from the back. I think that's the best grip. You're locked in. You feel pretty dang good in that regard. You do have nice access to your lock bar with a chamfer and some really nice diagonal milling. It is on bearings, as you can see. And again, now that I've got my finger in the right spot and I'm thinking about what I'm doing, I'm having no issues with deploying this guy. Thumb, yeah, no problem whatsoever on the thumb, as you can see. So really interesting, cool knife. We are locked up, man, like a rock, like you would expect from Kubi. Now, guys, for details on this one, unfortunately, they are not available, okay? We are going to go to the protocol in just a moment. Whoops, that's not the protocol. We're going to go to the protocol in just a moment, and the protocol is available, but unfortunately, this guy is not. The Socius is a fantastic knife. Now, they were $220 for the silver one, $220 for a flame anno version, and $300 for this blackout version. Very reasonable. And again, don't forget at KB Knives, you can always use my code KnivesFast for 20% off. So that's going to bring this guy down. What is 20%? That's $60 off. So $240-ish dollars. That's pretty fantastic. Now, they may be available elsewhere. I'm just giving it to you from Kubi's site since they're the ones that sent it to me. Now, as far as specs, this guy is 3.71 ounces with an overall length of 8.07, handle length of 4.61, handle thickness of 0.47. Again, contoured grip, feels great. Clip is not, because of that nice chamfer, clip is not a hot spot. HRC is 60 to 62. 0.12 of an inch on the blade stock, and the blade length is 3.45. And by the way, this is designed by, oh man, I saw it earlier. It's Jonathan somebody, and now it's disappeared on me. Jonathan Jacobs. Very cool, Jonathan. Great design, dude. All right, now let's move on to the KB protocol. I apologize in advance if this ends up being a longer video, but I wanted to give both of these a fair shake. Now, protocol comes from Fred, and the reason Fred thinks this is one of his favorite Kubis is because you have 2 deployment methods. Fred loves that. You've got a front flipper and studs. Very cool looking sheep's foot with a hand satin blade. I believe, I cannot remember the steel right off the bat, M390. You do have good access to that lock bar with, again, milling on the lock bar. You can see we are on bearings. Very smooth, very excellent detent. The detent on this one is exactly where it should be. I kind of hinted that this one's a little light on the detent. I wish it was just a tad bit stronger. It's not bad. It just could be a little bit better. But on the protocol, the detent is fantastic for both methods. Nice, tight jimping. And again, 4-finger grip. Feels really good. Now, their jimping is just for the front flipper. When you land up here, you're not on that jimping. Nice sharpening choil there, plunge grind combination. You are dead centered all the way out to the end. And you have this cool milling in the handle. Now, we are square, or flat scales, but we do have heavy chamfers, which in this case, and again, we got a finger and a half in this for me and 2 fingers back here. It is great. It does tend to be a little square right here on my back 2 fingers, but I can overlap and turn, and it's okay. Now, your clip is also finished perfectly. It does go down like this, about that much sticking out. This one is also not, man, don't think it's reversible. Now you have a hog's nose in the back spacer for a lovely lanyard post there, and it is really cool. Now this particular one, all 3 versions are available, and I'll just tell you right now, the one you see on the table is $240. Now when we're locked up, no problems. By the way, we're locked up at about 50%. I don't think I said that on this guy. We're locked up at about 50% as well. Locked up like a bank vault. Love the studs. They work very, very well. And you can see we just pop out. Now, cutting Guys, the Protocol is a laser. It is a flat grind, but it is super stunningly sliced. Look at this. It is one of the best slicers I've had in from KB Knives. Came sharp. Don't think Fred's put an edge on it. I don't know, but it is really fantastic. Really, really fantastic. And I have cardboard everywhere now. Oh, what a mess. All right, so let's do, well, hold on. Before you do that, let's do the specs on the Protocol. By the way, there are two other versions of Protocol. There is a Flame Anno version, and then there is a blackout version. The blackout version's 320. The Flame Anno and this guy are both 240, and again, 20% off with code KnivesFast at checkout. It is in M390, vacuum and cryogenic, 60 to 62, 4.24 ounces, so a little bit heavier, but again, there is still some weight reduction. It's just a thicker, bigger knife, okay? 7.72 inches overall with a 4.37 inch handle, 0.51 on the handle, so a little bit thicker, 0.15 on the blade. But again, we come down to this ridiculous edge because we're taller like that. The blade length is 3.35. So really, really cool. Again, I will have links down below, and I will have the code KnivesFast down below. That'll get you 20% off. All right. So very, very nice. Feels good in the hand. Again, I just feel like it's a little square feeling in my small fingers. But again, if you just relax up off of that, it's great. And again, feels good with this swedge up here. And let's do this. All right. So first things first, we're going to put the KB Zephyr, which is my knife, the Tempest Knives designed KB Zephyr. And you can see the Zephyr is the largest of the three, just slightly bigger than the Protocol. And yeah, almost the same length, just tiny, tiny bit bigger than the Socius. I keep trying to say the name wrong, but it's okay. So Ontario Rat 2 is going to be quite smaller, and Rat 1 is going to be about the same length, about the same length as the Zephyr, and bigger than these guys. Your Tempest Knives Microburst is a 7-inch knife, and it's smaller than all three. And your Pinion is an 8-inch knife, and it's about the same size as these two, and a little bit smaller than the Zephyr. So, guys, I don't know how else to put it. KB Knives is killing it. There are more coming that I already know about. I have another knife on the way from them. And just fantastic stuff. Thanks to Fred for sending this guy out. Thanks to KB for sending this out. Now, again, the reason I did the video this way instead of a full review on this guy is they're just not available. So hopefully they will be soon. I do know the Protocol is, though, so check it out. All right, guys, let me know what you think with a comment down below. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to all. I thank each and every one of you for your support and for watching the Knives Fast, or not so fast today. But anyway, it's two knives. Wanted to give them a full review, but thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.